Mother Nature was certainly kind to us by giving us our cold front that came on through earlier today. Not only did it bring everybody at least slightly cooler air and drier air, but as the upper levels got into action as well as the front passed on through, look at what it did. Actually gave us a decent scattering of rain and thunderstorms this morning, certainly prevalent in southeastern Kansas and areas mainly west of 49 and north of the 44 in southwestern Missouri. Unfortunately, those of you south of the interstate, those storms fell apart before you could cash in on some of the action. But the areas that did pick up rain on the average, area-wide, 0.3 of an inch according to radar estimates, but the bigger bullseye in southeast Kansas and almost to Nevada showing 0.8 of an inch on the average. In fact, so much rain over Wilson County earlier today, you actually had aerial flood warnings that expired at 3:45 this afternoon. It's amazing to see that even with this setup, so much rain in such a little time can really cause the rain amounts to tick up fast. But ever since we got the rain out of here this morning, we've been sitting underneath quiet skies for the rest of the day, and that's what we're still seeing from Indigo Sky outside of Seneca, Missouri, our live shot there, and our live camera from 7th and Rangeline. Thankfully, we're at 75, numbers continuing to drop with those dew points in the lower 60s and the humidity at 64%. That still gives us some wiggle room for temperatures to work with. What do I mean by that? We're seeing some lower 70s on the board already along in north of 54, everybody else in the lower to middle 70s. Which, by the way, these numbers are running anywhere from 8 to almost 15 degrees cooler than where we were at the warm start of the 10 o'clock hour last night. The wiggle room that we have for temperatures will allow us to drop back into the 60s for tomorrow morning. That's going to be mighty refreshing thanks to an area high pressure at the surface, keeping that north and northeasterly breeze in place behind that cold front, and us temporarily back on the, let's say, cooler side of the jet stream. But starting tomorrow, the jet's going to start lifting back to the north and east, so the upper levels will rise and get to work on getting us back into the 90s starting tomorrow. At least before we go back into the summer heat tomorrow afternoon, we'll enjoy a nice mild start to the morning. Mostly clear skies, lows in the mid-60s. We'll certainly take it because of all the drier air that's in place, but that same dry air mass, as it cools down fast during the night, it heats up fast throughout the day. I think the future track here is undershooting temperatures a little bit. I think we'll be in the mid to upper 80s actually by tomorrow afternoon to start things out. Then we'll see afternoon highs topping out back in the lower 90s, but we're keeping that humidity in check overall, so it won't feel too sluggish during the afternoon tomorrow. 64 in the morning, 88 by noon. We'll push highs near 93 with an east to northeast breeze staying light at 5 to 10. Keeping it mostly clear for Wednesday night, Thursday morning, upper 60s to near 70 for your lows, and then back into the mid to almost upper 90s for Thursday afternoon. And going into the weekend, the upper ridge wants to push us into the upper 90s to near 100, but by Friday and at times during the weekend, we'll have to watch for a front nearby and some passing upper level waves. You can see how it wants to try to give us some rain chances, and depending on how the upper levels play out, we may see another little dip in the highs going into early next week. 93 tomorrow, 96 Thursday, 98 Friday. After we push 100 on Saturday now, I'm expecting temperatures to go back mainly into the mid-90s at least going into early next week.
That is a little dip. Unfortunately, it is very little, but it's something, I guess.
We'll take whatever we can get.
I suppose. Thanks, Nick.